Hello and welcome to a preview of the Shriners Children's College Showdown, weekend one of the college baseball season. I am your host, Michael Patrick Rooney. Be joined in a second by Oklahoma State skipper Josh Holliday. Again, want to remind everyone, Globe Life Field will kick off the 2025 season. The Shriners Children's College Showdown, it's February 14th to the 16th. The teams in this tournament are incredible. You've got Louisville, Oklahoma State, Arizona, Texas, Ole Miss, and Clemson. They'll battle it out at the home of the Texas Rangers. Home plate reserve premium tickets and general admission tickets are on sale now. Get yours today at shrinershowdown.com. Again, shrinershowdown.com. Remember to use the code D1Baseball to get $5 off of single-day general admission tickets or $15 off a general admission tournament pass. So, Coach Holliday, it is that time of year. We're super excited. This tournament is an incredible way to kick it off. Do you have either I'm looking for, Josh, an opening day tradition or your favorite part of opening day every year?
Well, gosh, Roons, I think just the nervous energy that you feel in your stomach, that you wake up the week of the first game realizing, okay, here in another day or two, this is going to be back in the field, back in the dugout, back in the uniform, alongside the kids, doing what you love. And I think it's all the unknowns. I think it's the fascinating opportunity to see how kids respond to the new season. I think it just all kind of, you roll it all together and it kind of puts you back on point. And, for us as college coaches, the minute last season ended when we lost the final game of the year to Florida, until you step back in that dugout, put the uniform on once again, there's a disconnect between the competitive feeling you have in your stomach until you start it back up again. So I think just being back in competition, being on the clock with the kids, representing your program, all the excitement and all the work that's gone into the season, it just has a different feel. And I think that's the part I associate most with opening day. I don't really have any traditions, so to speak, other than just the pride in getting to put the uniform on. And I've gotten to do it now. This will be year 13 here. Before that, I was super lucky to be a part of Vanderbilt, Arizona State, Georgia Tech, and NC State. And all those guys there at all those schools are still doing their thing. So I got a lot of schools that I root for during the season that were part of allowing me to stay in college coaching. And it's just fun to get started and see where this thing takes us.
Love that. Hey, so let's talk about this tournament, Josh. So obviously, my question is going to be like, hey, why pick a tournament like this for your program as a way to open up the season? You're going to play Clemson and Louisville and Texas, like, that bring your ibuprofen, right? Like that will be, you'll have your hands full with that tournament. The field is incredible. Obviously, it's a big league facility, but from your perspective, what are the pros and cons, or maybe the reasons why you would choose to be in a tournament like this?
Well, first of all, you mentioned the quality competition. What an awesome way to get things started, to get out on the field with other elite programs that have top flight talent. They'll be well coached. To get to do it in a big league ballpark is a treat. To get to do it where the environment and the weather are controlled takes one of those variables out of the equation, especially starting as early as February 14th in this part of the country. It can either be 75 like it is today, or it could be 35, right? So I think, one, if we're going to get this thing started, let's go do it with other elite programs that are getting started as well. Two, let's see where we're at as a team and how we handle a big environment, whether it's the stadium, the quality of the competition, or a little bit of everything. And then also the hospitality, the way we're treated, the way the programs are welcomed into the facility, the way the tournament is run. It's not often you can take your team to a first-class facility and also be treated in a first-class fashion and play 3 quality ball games all at the same time. So there's so many reasons why you would do it. The downside of jumping right into a regional setting the first weekend is, maybe your pitching staff hasn't had as many weekends to stretch out, so you're going to need multiple pitchers to get through it. And maybe your team hasn't encountered this type of challenge just yet, but you sure will be better come Monday afternoon than you were on Thursday afternoon when you went into practice. So you're going to know a whole lot more about where you stand. Any apprehension or uncertainty in the minds of your players will be erased because they will have gone against elite teams. But then I think you really have a lot of film and a lot of data to process from 3 games that kind of get you ready to dive into this thing full speed. So it's going to feel like a regional on opening day, and no better way to kind of remind you as a player and competitor and coach what it takes to win a championship caliber game.
Yeah, it's going to feel like a regional with no four seeds, like a regional with all one seeds. Yeah, that's a great point. Hey, Josh, so let's fast forward to this year's team for you. Like one of the challenging things in college baseball, it's what makes it great too, is that hey, we have to say goodbye to some players and then we say hello to new players. And like for you guys, Brian Holliday, like I still feel a little heartbroken that he's not in college baseball anymore. Now I can't wait to watch his pro career. Like that's an all-time favorite guy for me. And the fact that he had flaming red hair just made it even better. But so Nolan Schubert is the headliner for you guys, and he's a rare bird in college baseball today because he was really good as a freshman. It's hard to be an effective freshman in college baseball. What have you seen in Nolan over the course of his 3 years with you all?
Well, you're right. One, we'll miss Brian Holliday. He was about as much fun in a 1 year career as I've ever encountered with a kid. He was as good a pitcher as you got to witness him being on the mound. He was even more enjoyable as a teammate in person. He was one of the coolest kids I've ever been around. And I'm thrilled he's here in the offseason working out, so I get to see him each day. As far as Nolan Schubert goes, you're right, Roons. Very few times can a freshman arrive on campus and impact the team, let alone be an everyday starter and an All-American caliber player. So super lucky that Nolan's path brought him to Stillwater. He was originally committed to the University of Michigan since 8th grade, and then when the coaching change occurred there, his recruitment opened up, and we were the lucky ones to have a visit with him, and he connected with us. So freshman year was remarkable. Sophomore year, if you look back on last year, a little bit of a slow start, and then he suffered a very, very difficult injury. The way he came back from that injury was nothing short of amazing. He missed 12 games, but I would probably tell you the next 10 after the injury, he was very limited in his lower body strength, and yet he still fought his way into the lineup. In the last 30 games last year, Roons, he went on a tear. He was either walking or hitting a home run. It seemed like every at bat, and he's a tough kid. He proved that. He's a talented kid. That's been on display. Where I think he's grown the most. He's really bought into how he prepares. He's very, very intelligent. He cares deeply about how he does things. Doing things the right way is important to him. So you see a very professional approach from him. He's the first one here. He prepares exceptionally well. He's learned to take care of himself. Just a tremendous growth in a talented young player to now a guy that handles himself like a veteran. He's a great teammate. He's a 4.0 student. He's just got a lot of really unique qualities all rolled into one player, one person. So you don't get to coach many kids that going into their junior year of college or two-time All-Americans. So all we need him to do this year is be the best him now, win the pitches each at bat. If it's a ball to hit, hit it. If it's a ball to take the walk. Play inside of the team framework, knowing that people will probably try to pitch around him a little bit more and create some opportunities for other guys if he doesn't get a pitch to hit. But he's been pretty spectacular since the day he got here.
Josh, another one of my favorite players on your roster is Aiden Miola. His dad, Tony, is famous, Team USA soccer player. I think he was a goalkeeper. But he's had some my perception is he's had some tough luck with injuries while he's been with you all. But if we had a plus minus ratio in baseball like they do in hoops, I feel like the Cowboys plus minus ratio when Aiden Miola's on the field is like really high. Just seems like he's always in the middle of something, clutch at bat after clutch at bat. What's it mean to have a kid like that back for his senior season?
Well, you hit it spot on. I mean, he has played very well for us. He is a leader. He's a encourager. He has a positive way that he affects other people. He's the first one on the field to pick somebody up. He's the first one to notice when someone does something well. I have to believe he got that perspective being raised by two amazing parents, one of which you mentioned, Tony, who has played sport at the highest level. So he has a really important role in our team as far as our chemistry and leadership. Performance-wise, he was an awfully good clutch hitter last year. You mentioned he had some unfortunate breaks in the season, his first 2 years with some injuries, but he is a tough kid. He is a quality at bat. He goes chalk line to chalk line with his hitting approach. He has power to all fields. He has a knack for the big hit and the RBI. and he's a versatile defender who can play both third, second, and some first. So for him to be back as a senior, he had plenty of phone calls to have allowed himself to have been selected and signed. He didn't think it was the right fit just yet to go out and start his pro career. And I couldn't be more thrilled to have a senior back that loves this program and has unfinished business on his mind. Four-year college players have a special place in the college setting. And when you're lucky enough to have a guy like him come back and honor his program for the fourth year, I think you're very, very fortunate as a head coach, especially in today's day and age. When you get to have kids for 1, 2, 3, and 4 years, the level of that relationship really grows in that fourth year. And I'm just thankful he's here, and I think he's going to have a tremendous year.
Love that. Last one for me, Josh. So you guys last year you had the luxury of having, I would argue one of the best rotations in the country, and those three kids are gone, and so there are innings to be had on your pitching staff. Clearly, there's plenty of talent. There's I think about a freshman like Ethan Lund. I can't wait to watch him, and some really interesting transfers that you brought in. Two names that feel interesting to me on your pitching staff are Gabe Davis and Ryan Muir, because they have extreme velocity. Gabe Davis is an enormous right-handed kid. Muir is an enormous left-handed kid. What are they like? I think about those kids that throw so hard, and like typical hard throwers, being efficient with their pitches is not easy, right? Like that's the challenge. What's your counsel to those to the Gabe Davises and the Ryan Muirs of the world, is how they can help your team without overthinking trying to throw strikes?
Well, I think you make a great point. Sam Garcia, Brian Holliday, Carson Benz, they gave us such an outstanding opportunity every time out last year. They're gone. I'm very excited about the emergence of some guys in the program. You mentioned Gabe Davis, who will be in year 3. Crazy talented right-hand pitcher, Ryan Muir in year 4, who's healthy now. He too is 6'9", left-hand pitcher in this case, and Drew Blake, a returning senior who has pitched a lot of valuable innings for us. Those three guys, along with some really good newcomers. You look at Harrison Bodendorf from Hawaii. Sean Youngerman comes in from Westmont College. Hunter Watkins comes in from Grand Canyon. Mario Pesca from St. John. So those guys bring experience, size, stuff, and then some really good freshmen. You mentioned Ethan Lund. There's some others. Those guys will be heavily relied upon early to go out and get us off to a great start. As far as the velocity and how to pitch with the velocity, you mentioned Gabe as a hard thrower, Ryan is a hard thrower. What Coach Walton does such a great job of with our pitchers is driving home in their minds, executing the pitch, and a quality pitch, when executed correctly, involves both velocity and location. And if you have velocity, location, and movement, you're going to be pretty hard to hit. But probably more than either would be the location of the pitch, right? We've seen a lot of 97-mile-an-hour fastballs, if poorly located, get hit hard. But we've also seen a lot of 94-mile-an-hour fastballs, when placed correctly in the zone, very difficult to handle. Those two, Ryan and Gabe, both being 6'9", it's taken a little bit of time to corral the legs, the core, and the arm. But when those guys arrive on time, the stuff is next level. And I think those guys have a chance to be the X factor for our team. Both Gabe as a starter, he's been a great reliever to this point. We'll try to stretch him out and start him. And Ryan as a guy that last year at the end of the year had made his way back from Tommy John, and we were using him in short doses out of the bullpen. We'll need a lot of good bullets out of both those guys to get where we want to go. And we probably have the tallest staff we've ever had. I've never seen so many big men, but we go 6'9", 6'9", 6'9", 6'7", 6'8", across 5 of them. So we might need a lot of leg room on flights. A lot of emergency rows will be requested ahead of time. And should be a lot of fun to see how those guys respond, Roons. I mean, this is their time. This is their year to step into those spaces that you mentioned. Brian was over 100 innings. Sam was over 100 innings. And Benj on Sundays was awfully good. So tremendous opportunity. And can't wait to see how everybody reacts to the opportunity. The roles will take care of themselves. The quality outs in innings 7, 8, and 9 are just as important as the quality outs in innings 1 through 6. So you need guys at the beginning, you need guys in the middle, you need guys at the end if you want to win big games.
Love it. Josh, really appreciate it, and have fun in Arlington, and good luck to the Cowboys this season.
Okay, Roons. Thank you, buddy.